Okay, the morning started out with fairly cloudy with a stratus layer. It's not reasonable to think that they can have every night in every locale completely free of clouds. And same way with each day. Not every locale can be completely covered with clouds. So today starts this way. Lots of spraying. There's a long streak, a fresh one there. Then you see the clouds have that pithy, mottled look to it. I think that's radio stuff. And see how it differs from the stuff on the horizon somewhat. Anyway, we see no water vapor production, and that's interesting considering that Harvey is coming in from the Gulf. So they just turn off what they're creating on land and bring it in from the ocean occasionally, or let it come in from the ocean. But I just find it curious that the water vapor production for the last 2 days, or since the evening before, started spraying, and no water vapor production. Spraying, always spraying ahead of these fronts and systems. Okay, about 3:30 in the afternoon, we see the stratus layer is moved off or dissipated. It was actually rather cool for most of the day, but once the sun broke through, it got very hot here and looked more like the normal pattern. Don't see much spraying evident right now. Whatever they've done or doing or letting happen, they can't control every little bit of it, but they modify it and tweak it and prod it and poke it. Anyway, this is what it looks like. In the afternoon, 8:23:17. And there's supposed to be a storm moving in. Harvey from the Gulf of Mexico. Yes, and once again, no water vapor production. Ahead of all this incoming moisture off the Gulf, which we hardly ever get anymore unless it's a frickin' storm. Otherwise, all water vapor is being produced over land. So obvious. So here we have, later in the evening, or towards evening, it's clouded up again, and we see a lot of moisture coming in from the southern sky, but nothing being produced at Exxon. Not that they don't produce copious amounts of water vapor when the sky is overcast, but that's usually coming west to east through the corridor here in the southern sky. But now we have Harvey to contend with. So they sprayed a lot starting last night and even into the morning hours and midday hour. And now we see lots of cloud cover and water vapor. You really can't tell too much what's going on when you're right under it. And it's imperceptibly moving, so it's just really difficult to get a perspective on what's going on when you're in the fray directly underneath. This is when satellite imagery and radar becomes really useful. But I'm trying to keep my observations on the ground because I just want to see exactly what industry is doing and try and piece together the energetics, the spraying, and the radar that they're using to move the water vapor around. Just lots of clouds, but no water vapor production. Looks like some spraying up there, some streaks and stuff. Really hard to tell once it gets covered like this. Some speculation is needed, but in this case it's really hard to speculate. So let's turn to a little time-lapse photography and see if that shows us anything other than water vapor moving in. Lots of water vapor coming up from the south. And once again, looking east, but the water vapor coming in from the south. You can see it form and dissipate. Whether it's lighting or not, I don't know, but there's a lot of water vapor here. So we will see what they're going to do with this storm system moving in. We shall see. Lord help us all from these psychopaths.